I'd like
I
to.
I will go to the mayor's house since that's the last
Just
thing
place your
Gino.
character where you want your character to be, and then we will continue with scenes.
How long was it since rest? Like, are we likely to incur a exhaustion if we're not sleeping any time
I'll
soon?
notify you in time if that's to something that could happen. You arrived in this town at the around the morning, I would say 10. So now we're about 5 hours later.
Damn, we work here 5 hours. I want to live here.
You wanna live in a plague-ridden village, surrounded
They,
by magical forest that doesn't let you out.
but like they admire me as a god, you know.
Sabine, where would you like to go with your character?
Oh, I'm not going to go solo, by the way.
All right. So Charles, too late. You already went there.
Oh
Solo.
fuck!
Okay. Oh, okay. So Skux and Sabine are following. Okay. So
Coward.
you open the door, and just as you all enter, you see Arabella at the desk that's a bit higher than normally on an elevated platform, and then you see a red door on the right side of Arabella, at least as you look at her your right, just at the last second close, and Charles, you noticed that it was Dr. Zeno who just went into that room. As you enter, Arabella looks at you as like, "Oh, hello. What can I help you with?"
Uh, Hello there. I'm here on. No, wait. Let me rephrase that.
Take your time.
Should I go
If you don't know-
first? I can maybe distract her.
Shanka.
With pleasure. I have a token from the graveyard.
I have one as
Ow.
well.
Okay, give me the tokens then. She takes Skux's token, looks at it, and she takes Sabine's token, and she looks at it. Okay, names.
Skux.
The hell is a
Sabine.
Skux? Whatever, don't care. She pops another one of her gun balloons. Okay, here it says that you went to the graveyard. This little token vouches that the guard agreed that everything went as planned. Can you retell the entire situation to me so I can write it down?
There was a bird making a ruckus.
Okay, that's
Who-
enough. That's
Cool.
written down. Thank you. She takes a little bag and she gives you 10 golden coins to put into your inventory. Thank you very much. Next.
I'll. You go first.
I'll give her my token.
Okay, thank you. Oh yeah, you. Okay, I'll have to first check up if everything is done according to the plan. Come by tomorrow for your collection. Thank you. Next. Oh, by the way, what's the name again?
It's Charles.
Not you, her.
You can call me Sabine.
Sabine. Okay, thank you. Now you, Mr.
I'll-
Doctor, I suppose, according to your mask.
Yes.
Yeah, you're so full of yourself, aren't you? Okay, tell me what you want.
I'll put the token on the table.
Okay. Oh, you did your rounds with Dr. Zeno. Okay. She takes out like you know how, like, for example, they would go outside in the city with a little bell and they would like, hear me, right? To get attention. She just takes it with her two fingers and she tingles it a little bit. It's like, Dr. Zeno, your associate is here. And it's like the door opens. It's like, ah, you came to recollect your token. Good. It's glad that I am also here. Come with me. Come, all three, into my office.
I'll follow Dr. Zeno.
Should have been them.
Okay, so you all enter the office. Arabella. Yes, Dr. Zeno. It's Mayor Zeno here, Arabella. Sorry. It doesn't matter. Could you please fetch me some ink and paper so I can write down a few stuff? Some tea for me would be great. Would you all like some tea?
Yes, please.
I'll just shake my head.
And then she looks at Sabine.
No, I'm good.
Just for two, please. Extra sugar for me, dear. Thank you. Yeah, sure. And then she just continues writing. Then you all enter his office. It's actually quite small. His office. You see a few pictures on the left. One is of him. On the side, you actually
Of
see his
course.
complete face. The other one is unknown, but you actually see the name below it called M. Jackson, and next to it would be M. Xeno, indicating for mayor. Mm? Um, it's like on the other side, you see a stack of books on top of a small table next to the window. You also see his desk is, large enough, but not so large that you can't pause from left and right, with a red chair that he sits in. A quill that he uses to write is actually pretty big. The lack of ink and scrolls is apparent, which is why he was asking Arabella for more of that. You also see that he uh, at this point takes off his mask and sets it to the side, and you actually can decently see his face. He has green eyes, a fair face, and blonde hair, just like how Charles is. It's short and spiky actually, as he also removes the cap, the cape from on top of it. Ah, that's a lot better. Um, yes, don't worry. The inside of this office is as sterile as can be. Uh, Take a seat. While Arabella comes with the tea. I will currently look to here it is. Okay. He opens a little book and looks a bit through it. Hmm. And he's putting on twiddling with his fingers, waiting a little bit. As then at that moment the door opens and Arabella comes inside. Miss Mayor Zeno, here are your requested items, and she gives him a little bit of ink in a bottle and a few scrolls, and she then puts the tea in front of Charles and hope you like rose bottle, otherwise you're fucked. And then she goes away. It's like, thank you very much, sorry, but do work on your language, dear. Yeah, whatever. And then she closes the door. Um, see, so he sits down and he starts to, put the pen inside the ink and starts to write on the scrolls. So I'm going to reward you, Mr. Charles, for your help um, in the healer's house by providing you all a free access to the herbs like anti-bloom and lavender, as they are what are protecting you against the airborne form of the plague. So as he writes this down and then picks a little seal and slams it on the scroll. Here you go, Dr. Charles. If you present this at the healer's house, they will give you the amount of for five, was it? Five people?
6, one child.
Ah, yes, the child. That requires a different dosage. She can just, bite a little bit on it. She can then either spit it out or swallow it. It doesn't matter. There we go. She then scraps through the six and through the five and adds a six on it. There we go. Um, that is your reward for helping me. Now, I have a little request for you all. Unfortunately, some of the guards have been affected by a more virulent version of the plague. This is not unknown to us, but it means that the town itself is in a bit of a predicament. Um, I would very much like it if adventurers like you that you arrived with, Dr. Charles, to go to the mire and collect more of the needed anti-bloom and lavender. Um,
How
but that
convenient.
convenient indeed. But that is at least the official declaration. What
Do
has
tell me
not
more.
been said. Okay. He looks up a little bit and becomes a little bit more serious, at least in terms of his visage. You have to understand. First, I was a doctor before I became a mayor. Our previous mayor died, unfortunately, by the plague. God may save his soul. But I enjoy order, Dr. Charles, as he looks at Skux and at Sabine. I don't like chaos. Everything has to be in perfect sequence. Chaos leads to horrible and horrible situations. I don't want the people to know that you going outside is not just to collect the antibloom. There have been sightings of undead outside of the village. He immediately snaps his fingers. I would enjoy it if you do not mention this to any of the villagers. Chaos benefits no one.
All right.
And I would like you very much to exterminate them because zombies are the epitome of plague spreaders.
Anything has its price.
That is true. That is true. We will discuss this once you are back, because discussing a price for people who might die is kind of moot.
Why would I go out to die not knowing my price?
Well, then I guess you won't go outside then. Look, we are all in this together. Getting out of this town is impossible. At least for us. But survival is very important, is it not? Then it would be in your and my best interest, and our best interest, that we exterminate this little plague.
Will the forest even allow us to leave, considering the forest does what the forest wants to do?
It is very peculiar. Anybody who would like to leave via the main entrance either comes back never, does come back, but time has moved different for them. We've had an instance where a child ran outside and came back as an adult. That was the weirdest the weirdest situation that I've ever seen from a medical standpoint. Strange. But whatever that may be, well, let's see. I've kind of lost my my train of thought. So there are two more things of important notice. One, I want you to bring a certain specimen back to the village, if you manage to find it. Secondly, that specific specimen can be very, very dangerous. He opens a small little case from below his desk, and there is a crystal vial that he takes out of. This little vial is where you will put the specimen in. And he gives it to Charles. Please keep this closed when you enter the village with it. We don't want anything bad to happen. As to be a bit more specific as to what you're searching for, I mentioned that we had a zombie infestation in the Black Mire. What I failed to mention is that these are plague zombies. They are carrying the disease that is currently everywhere in this little village. But the thing is, they are not your run-of-the-mill zombies. They are being led, is what I believe. And according to one of my guards, who currently has the strain that is not working with the antibloom, is probably being infected by a lead zombie, at least to my knowledge. once you've defeated this specimen, I would like for you to take either blood, skin, flesh, or any other bodily fluids that could contain a multitude of its strain. I need to investigate it so that I can find a better way to fix this plague before it consumes us all.
Don't you mean cure it?
Yes, cure. Sorry, why did I
Yeah.
say fix? Cure it.
All right. I think I will go look for those herbs then.
That is at least what you will tell the guards. I am
Indeed.
isolating all the other people who have the different strain. To be more specific, nobody but us knows that there is a different strain going on.
This
I would
sounds
also-
all pretty far-fetched. Can I roll if he's lying or trying to hide something?
Roll me an insight check.
Hold on. Inside.
Alright, I need to roll my side now.
I mean, for me, he's still just a good, good shoes.
Yeah, but with what Skux told me and everything, I'm inclined to believe he's not.
Okay, so Sabine, as he was talking the entire time about different situations, so to put everything in a line, he's talking about the fact that in the mire currently there are zombies who are potentially being led by a lead zombie. That lead zombie is carrying a strain of the virus, the plague, sorry, that is much more resistant to the anti-bloom that they're currently using here. The doctor is also isolating those people with the strain and keeping people in the village at the dark to keep the chaos from coming and create to keep the people from creating chaos. When he talks about creating a cure, you see that he's a little bit apprehensive of talking more, but all the other stuff he said seemed to be genuine.
So, Dr. Zeno, how do we know what is a lead zombie? I wasn't even aware that zombies were capable of having a leader, considering they're mostly mindless.
Correct. But I can only work on what my soldiers, or at least the soldier that was infected, told me. He told me about a more aggressive zombie that, rather than mindlessly attacking, almost told the other zombies how to act. It was strange, to say the least. But of course, seeing as you all are capable of a lot of adventurous, as you're capable as adventurers, it wouldn't seem impossible for you all to pull this off. At least with the intent of survival. For all.
I would like to ask Charlie if I can see the little vial he gave you.
I'll just show it to Sabine.
I would like to grab it and
Do
hold
try
it.
to keep that sterile, please. These things are very delicate. If you managed to get the strain in contact with anything other but a sterile environment, mutation is possible. So please, if you would be so kind, and he opens a little compartment, and in it are sort of like strains like the anti-bloom, but a lot of doctors use these to what's the correct word? They
Contain?
no,
shall
one
I?
second. They rub these flowers between their hands to disinfect them, and he gives them to you. But before you touch it, please disinfect, because I know Dr. Charles already has disinfected his hands today.
Alright, that's good enough for me. Thank you.
Okay. So you rub your hands, you disinfect your hands. Now you have the vial in your hand.
I want to look at it. Is it like a substance in it, or is it just
No,
empty?
it's an empty vial.
So
It's an empty crystal vial. Yeah.
Do I sense anything in it, like magically or something?
No. I'll immediately tell you no. It's just a vial.
And you really want us to believe it's just a vial?
Xenos looks at you. What would you want it to be else?
You seem to be very, like, how should I put this? Very protective of this vial. Well, sure, it might be like just a clean vial. Like, something's off with this.
He looks a few seconds at you and is like, look, I understand your apprehension of this situation, but I assure you that this is
I
but
want to
a...
throw it over to Skux.
Okay, you throw it over. You see him open his eyes a little bit. What does Skux do?
Grab it.
He takes a breath. Is like, I told you that when people want to actually touch the vial, they have to disinfect their hands. Are you toying with me? He's very mad at this point.
You'll have to excuse her. She is a little bit.
A little bit.
Mindless.
So much is obvious. He gestures Skux to give him the vial,
I will gently hand it to him.
and then he starts to meticulously disinfect it with the same blooms that he was using to give to Sabine. It's like, listen here, child. I do not know what your intent is, but I am doing what I can for this village to survive. Your child antics amount to nothing. So you either help or get out.
I like stand up and like do a slight bow and like apology and like sorry for her behavior. I'll make sure she won't touch it again.
My hand must have slipped, sorry.
I'm not talking about touching. This is a very delicate situation. You have to understand, Dr. Charles, that any form of mutation can result into a chaotic, if not disastrous, outcome. Keep the vial sterile.
I will do that.
He then takes a little bit of his tea and drinks it actually in one go. My apologies for the little outburst. I cannot deal with people who do not understand the implications of this, of actions that could possibly ruin a possible cure. As he looks at Sabine. In any case, that does not mean that any of your capabilities of defeating opponents like this plague zombie, as was told by my guards, any less. So please, will you go?
We will investigate the issue.
Thank you. I knew you would be. What's the correct word again? I knew you would work in the best interests, from doctor to doctor. Now, off you go, and as an advice, do not forget to reapply some flowers to your mask. You wouldn't want to get infected via airborne, now would you?
I will follow his advice and stuff my mask with some more flowers. I have some on me, right?
Well, the ones I think Skux ate them and spit them
Oh,
out.
oh my god. I tell Xenos, I will go to the healer house and get a new batch of flowers since the previous one disappeared.
He takes another parchment and writes something down. In any case, as I gave you the previous parchment, that will give you your amount of flowers to put into your mask. It will help you. You can already use that. Here is another. Here is another parchment that contains my seal, which allows you to go into the mire without that. Oh, what is it again? My guards designed a sort of like evade every attack or else trial thing. Preposterous. If you inhale the plague, you have it. It doesn't matter whether you're hit or not. But if it makes them feel safe. Whatever. You present them this, and you may go inside the bayou. And please, Dr. Charles and friends, be cautious. And then
I'll
he
make
waves you off.
Yeah. I'll just how you say that? I say goodbye.
He then continues to write other stuff as you all pass through Arabella. Yeah, thank you for coming. Don't forget to close the fucking door. And just as you close the door, you hear Arabella, I told you language.
I wanted to open the door again. No, stop it.
All right. Peter, Zolp, as the entire discussion between Sabine, Skux, and Charles is happening, do you want anything else to happen, or will you stay put until they come back?
I think we just play the rock, paper, scissors.
All right. The other group arrives as Zolp and Peter do their 15th set of rock, paper, scissors. It's currently neck on neck, same points. Whoever will win, depends.
Roll sleight of hand.
Go on, yes, no wins.
All right. Zolp, Peter, write inside the chat before anything else. Just write either rock, paper, or scissors, and then I will count down, and you can enter at the same time. All right, is it written?
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1, enter.
Ha!
I kicked Peter in the shin.
Oh, you little piece of.
Cheating investigator.
It's all in the muscles. Come on.
All right.
You tense too
Um,
hard.
What will you guys do now?
How late is it?
Let's just say it's about 5:30. You were in there for half an hour.
I do not imagine fighting zombies at night won't be very pleasant.
No, they start running. Then we shouldn't do that.
So,
Will it be any darker or any lighter? It won't make a
As
difference, will
you-
it?
as you mentioned that, Skux, the guard behind you is like, it doesn't matter whether it is day or night. Those who enter the Black Mire are surrounded by darkness. That's why they call it the Black Mire.
Obviously.
Don't suppose
Have
anyone's
anybody
breathing.
told you not to listen to others' conversations?
Has anybody told you not to stand right next to another person while you're having conversations?
I'm 5 meters away from you.
Thank you for your advice, guide guard.
5 feet is 1.5 meters, so you're 1.5 meters away from him.
Right.
Detail.
Should we get going? Then I feel like this was a nudge.
Yeah.
The time doesn't matter.
Should we resupply on those herbs or?
Yeah,
Do we
we'll-
want to resupply on these herbs,
I'm
guys?
not sure. I don't trust him.
You
I
said the
want to
herbs bad,
resupply.
so we probably shouldn't.
But it seems too straight-laced.
But I can get more. I've got a shovel trowel thing.
A shovel what now?
I've got a trowel to dig up herbs. We can get some more while we're out there.
But
That's what we
you
were supposed to
know
go out there for
what?
anyway.
Considering we can get them and do whatever the fuck we want with them, I think we should get them. Like
I
it
don't
would.
think Peter and Zolp were informed of what you were told in there.
All right.
First of all, I explained to Peter and Zolp what was discussed in there, and that I have like a permit to get these herbs.
So we didn't have to do that stupid test. I'm gonna stupid
No, you
God, kick him
didn't
in the
have to do it.
I'm sorry, you said what now?
I
That's what I
spoke
thought.
to myself. Wish I could kick him in the shin.
Who is him?
Oh no, about the guards who took us made us do the test that we didn't have to do.
You already hit him in the chin as well, if I'm not mistaken.
That's a different matter.
I flip off Charles.
Right. Let's get these
I
herbs
just laugh it off. Yes,
and
let's-
keep them to ourselves, and we can maybe find use for them later.
Alright, so to get this a bit going, so you get the herbs. What do you do with the herbs? Do you put them in your mask or do you not?
I backpack mine.
Sabine,
I'll
Yeah,
put mine in my mask.
I backpack mine as well.
Charles puts his in.
Yes. since time doesn't matter in the Black Mire, we might still take like a short rest so that we don't get exhaustion.
Sure, you may take a short rest if you wish to.
I'll put the herbs in the mask.
Peter puts them in. Solp, what do you do?
I'm just gonna put them in my bag for now.
Okay.
Okay, that's that. I think we're ready to leave then. Since like we all took a short rest, I presume.
Yep,
Isaac,
okay,
for
so short
story progress and stuff like that, the mire is basically linked to the village, right? There's no, oh, and now we return in 500 years and Flora is dead stuff, right?
No, as you read from as you read
He's
from
invested.
She's an elf.
the diary in the shack, you saw that the mire was teleported together. So since that people go in and out of it,
Okay,
it stands
perfect.
that yeah. Okay. So okay, what do you do now?
Well, since it's like we just
Now
go
with
in.
your short rest, I'd say it's about 8 to 9 in the afternoon.
Let me use that. I've got HP missing.
Well, let's get
Yeah, you
going.
heal. You don't have to use your hit die for that though.
Dark is dark anyway.
Yeah.
If I short rest, I'll get my spell slot back with. What is it? Arcane Recovery.
By the way, do we all have night
Did
vision?
you use spell slots?
I used one spell
Oh
for
shit.
the trial.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Then you can get it.
I have advanced night vision.
Wait,
I
that's
have regular vision.
Yeah, but it's probably magical darkness.
Okay,
so no one can see
since-
anything.
since we
Magical
have-
darkness. I'll keep that in mind for next time.
Okay, since we at least have one person who doesn't have night vision, I'll use my cantrip if it is allowed.
And what is your cantrip?
I don't think you can sacred
Sacred Flame.
flame.
I don't think you can sacred flame is an instantaneous 1 second situation where it comes and goes.
I would
just-
like to give him one of my torches.
I
I'll
just
have-
get my torch and I firebolt it. This is how you do it.
All right.
And I
You-
start
you-
walking.
All right. You approach the guards and they're like, "Halt! Keep your distance. Well, state your business."
I walk forward and say, we're here on behalf of Xenos orders to pick some herbs from the forest.
They want to do the test.
So he's like, "Huh? If you want to go through, you'll have to." Wait, did you say me your Xenos?
Yes.
All right.
Major
Give me.
Xenos.
Did he give you anything?
Oh god. He gave us a file, but like that's not something.
He gave you a scroll.
Oh. I'll hand him
Oh,
over the
Charlie.
scroll.
Right. He opens the scroll. Is like, oh, I see. Very well. Lucky for you. Otherwise, we'd have to trial you just as these other two.
I'll give them
And-
a stink eye.
He gives you a stink eye back, and he gives you back the scroll. Very well. And then guards, and then they go towards the side.
I walk forward with the resting bitch face.
I just
Alright.
walk like it's business as usual.
I'll just pass the gods and say, we were the smart ones.
Okay, give me a little moment. I need to prepare a few things. How about we take just a 5-minute break? Just 5. Just get something to drink, go to the bathroom, come back, and we'll continue.
Yeah, fair enough.
Alright.
Sure. they're back.
Okie dokie.
Ugh, acting is hard. Welcome back.
Hello.
Undead King, and I'm a cleric. Oh, I love this situation.
um, oh shit, where did that go?
Well, at least zombies should have like a lower armor rating, so Sabine can hit something.
That is true, zombies do have a lower armor class.
I'm gonna be casting a lot of Sacred Flame, I think. Because it's my only radiant damage, I believe.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
By the way, does any of you have like holy spells? Or like
Divine.
radiant?
Radiant
Oh.
spells, yeah.
I've got Turn Undead, I think.
That's not radiant, I think.
But they're
I think-
undead, they're zombies, it should work.
Oh wait, turn undead, like the...
Cleric spell.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
The best I can do is charm them.
Mhm.
Here I'm thinking Sacred Flame is some kind of like torch thing. No. Pain.
I'm back.
Actually, I have Searing Smite or some form of it. I think I've got Smite.
Wait, are zombies scared of sterile things, you think?
If we can find a dead herbalist, I can have the herbalist proficiency. Yeah.
I know how I know herb stuff.
I have
Stuff-
high medicine, if that counts for something.
I'm not sure what the herbalism check is, but I've got proficiency in a kit that I've got like -2 nature.
I mean, just give it to me. I have like 4, and I have like 6 medicine, so it will work out, I guess.
Yeah, but I get bonus. I get double. No, is it +3 or doubled on my proficiency?
Double the modifier of -4, yeah. I can probably tell Isaac that I should have at least an advantage roll on herb stuff, considering my master was an herbalist on alchemy stuff.
True.
Alright, okay. If everybody is back, can they put an R in the chat?
Oops, wrong window.
Okay.
Damn, Peter.
Oh, so herbalism kits are making poultices, not actually getting herbs.
Damn.
Where did you find
Okay.
that?
I came with it.
You came with it, but you have minus nature, so you.
Yeah, I
can't
don't know. I must have just picked it as one of my bonus things.
Yes.
I think
Okay.
Tinkerers would have been best for you.
So, travelers, you. It doesn't take long for you all to notice as you leave the section of the village that the ground on which you step on becomes a bit more wettish. You hear it squelch as you step through, as it becomes more humid around you as well. The trees slowly change more into long, elongated plants that actually tower quite long above you. A strange putrid smell for those who do not have the lavender in their masks invades your nostrils. So Skux, Xolp, and Sabine, I would like for you to roll me a Constitution saving throw,
Is
please.
it better or worse than a cave full of goblins?
Am I a poxwalker now?
Do I need to cast Great
no,
Restoration?
It's a nat 1, so it doesn't matter what you cast. You're going to fail. Okay, so um, Edge and Sabine and Zolb, you managed to keep down whatever you had in your stomach unfortunately, Skux, for you the smell was a bit too much. You don't immediately, I would say, no, vomit, but you start feeling nauseous. And like last time, being nauseous for the next few for the next, was it 2 saving throws? You will roll with disadvantage or after 15 minutes have passed. So we'll show that in a second. As you continue further down the road, it becomes apparent as well that the surroundings become darker and darker and darker. You leave behind you the sounds of coughing and of people. You don't hear the crows as much anymore, and you indeed arrive at the Black Mire. Okay, you may place your characters over here. I hope that I put the lightings correctly for everyone.
Oh damn.
Not in there. I said over here, next to each other. Okay.
Sorry.
I've
God.
designed the map in such a way.
Sorry, I've just got a black screen.
You need to place your characters right
Oh,
here.
yeah, that'd be useful, yeah.
Did you place your character yet, Zol? No,
There we go.
not there.
I was trying to find it.
There we go. Because I've designed the map in such a way that the patches of high plants obscure your vision beyond what there is there. But also, I've tried to play around a bit with Roll20's system. There are now a one-way. It's kind of like a one-way looking glass, where if you go through a certain patch, you cannot see in the patch from the outside, but if you go inside the patch, like Sabine, for example, I put her in there, she will be able to see as well as inside as outside the patch. Right? This is for surprise mechanisms, maybe. You're a bush, right?
Bush warrior.
I would also like for you to carefully move your characters one by one. Don't go immediate distances. This is also for the impact. You may stealth. There is enough darkness here for you to be very sneaky and not be seen.
I'm holding a torch.
Let's do my disadvantage.
Oh yes,
roll.
he's holding a torch. Yeah, Skux.
Oh.
Yeah, 21, but I will keep the torch in mind.
Oh. Go on.
Yeah, but if I go out of the torch's range,
It's quite far, but yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Never mind.
You're all very bad at this. Holy shit.
I just don't know what to do.
Wait, aren't you holding a torch anyway? How can you go invisible? Oh no, it was Peter's holding the torch, wasn't it? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, I'll keep the stealth thing in mind. Let me narrate a few things more. At this point, the smell starts to increase a little bit more. I won't make you roll more of those rolls right now. I'm just going to mark Skux that he is currently nauseous with, suppose... And let's just put this here. That you're currently nauseous. So to repeat, it's either the next 2 saving throws or once 15 minutes have passed. You may all individually move as you like, but I would like for you to do this tile by tile, slowly. You have to understand that you are now in unfamiliar territory, dangerous territory. I'm rolling a lot of things on my side right now, which is why I'm asking you to...
Sorry, should we set up like a turn orders for movement then?
No, not specifically. You just have to tell me what you're gonna do, or maybe you're right. Let's try the turn orders. If it fits better, we'll do that. Otherwise, we'll go with the other way where people can move where they want and how they want it. Does that sound fine? You gain dark vision out of range of 60 feet. You already have dark. I think your token is already made like that, but it doesn't matter how dark your vision is. If there is something high in front of you, you can't see. Yeah. Okay. While in darkness, but there is a torch next to you.
Sorry, I
Yeah,
do not see.
Yeah.
You're
You can
welcome.
put
I
on
do
a
not see.
thing.
Where you are all right now, there is no darkness at all next to you. You are in brightly lit environment. Okay. No, don't do that. That's I don't like those auras.
Okay.
They are very they obscure a lot. Especially I have things in the GM layer and I cannot see them.
Ah, I see.
It's kind of annoying. I don't know how to fix that. Okay.
So we're gonna do a turn order?
I think a turn order would be beneficial in terms of consistency without being too chaotic. Just without having to do an actual turn order on the turn order machine, just roll me an initiative and we can go one by one. Whoever is higher, whoever is lower. Okay. Skux first, then Sabine, then Peter, then Zolb. And then finally Charles. Okay. Skux, what would you like to do? You can move as far as you can. There is no maximum movement or anything. It's just that, what are you gonna do?
I am gonna keep my eyes peeled and start moving down there.
All right, you may move your character over there.
Okay.
Okay. Sabine, what will you do?
Oh, I don't want to be in the torchlight.
Well, once you go into the patches of bush with the one-way mirror, you will be considered in the darkness.
Okay, then
Or because otherwise the torch can reach, let's just say, definitely over here.
Okay,
That's
so
pretty
we will
far.
need the torch to the branches to break the light. Okay, get it. Skux,
Because
are
this
you
is
in
new
the
for me
bush
as
or
well.
are you outside the bush?
Right now I'm outside, apparently.
Okay, then I would probably go next to him inside the bush because this would hide me from the light and I would still be close to Skux.
That is correct. You are obscured enough by the high amounts of.
Alright, then I will move here.
Alright. Sabine, as you enter this bush, on the ground, you see two rotting corpses.
Right.
They both wear the same guard attire from the village. They are 100% dead. One doesn't even have an arm. The other one seems definitely infected by plague.
When you say that, definitely dead. If I shot them with an arrow, would they stay down dead or would they be undead?
One way to find out.
Anyways,
I feel like you should eat them.
Okay, dead. Okay.
in any case, you see the corpses on the ground. What do you do?
I
Scream
would.
like a girl.
No, probably not. But I would tell Skux, considering he's right next to me. There's two dead bodies in here, and I would have a closer look.
How are you telling him that?
I would whisper it because we're literally next to each other.
Okay, try to RP it in that way.
Okay.
Otherwise, I have to ask it.
Okay,
every
sorry.
time.
Skux, there's two dead bodies in here. They're not looking good, and one of them is missing an arm.
Okay.
Thank you for your reaction.
All right. While she says that, Peter, what do you do?
I'll just simply start walking forward.
Okay.
And I say, try to keep it together. Let's not separate too far so we can help each other if something happens. And I do 2 more steps.
Into the bush.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You have a torch, right, Peter?
Yeah. Did I set it on fire?
Here's the thing. The plants are pretty high and very dense, so but there is enough humidity in the air that the plants don't really immediately take like fire damage or are on fire immediately, but you'll have to be very careful. I'm going to give you bright light.
Could I actually use my mage hand to carry the torch? So I have my hands free.
Can you show me mage hand? Because I think
Should be
mage
able
hand is
to,
just
yeah.
one action.
Minute.
Oh, it's a 1 minute duration without concentration. Okay, sure, you can do that. That's pretty smart. Your mage hand is now carrying your torch.
Nice.
For a minute.
Okay, Peter. It is difficult for you to see even with your torch, but in front of you, literally in front of you over here, is also a corpse, and you see beyond as well 2 other corpses on the floor over here. Oh, sorry, I'm being called. 1 second. Ella?
We should lick these corpses.
How about no?
Go ahead.
I've done
So
it in
that
my
helps.
previous game.
Lick the corpses. You might get rabies that way.
Rub the vial on first. That's sterile.
Is- I don't think that is gonna help.
Yeah, I'm sure the vial is not anything bad at all.
No, I imagine that actually is a sterile vial.
Yeah, I mean,
My opinion is that I believe that he wants a sterile. He wants as true to the original piece of a zombie in a sterile vial. For what purpose, I have no idea. But the vial itself is probably just a sterile vial.
Also, I'm
Yeah.
calling it
Or
now.
zombie.
The lead zombie is not the bad guy.
Okay. So, as I said, there are 3 corpses. Well, one of them you can only see part of because it's behind other plants, but it's like splayed out. You can only see its one arm all the way like a straight line above. Its face facing away from you. The other one is against a tree stump with like slouched over in front, just like that. And the other one in front of you has its chest completely eaten out.
Okay.
Right in front of you. You're just like a few centimeters from kicking it with your boots.
I'd like to move them around with my telekinesis. Because I am telekinetic.
You want to do what now?
I want to like turn them around and move them around with my telekinesis.
Isn't that just
Verbal or somatic components, and you can make the spectrum
Mage hand.
invisible.
I have mage hand, but I am using it as a
torch
torch
holder.
holder.
Yeah, so you can't cast Mage Hand again if you've already got Mage Hand out, can you? Or I suppose it's not a...
It's
Yeah, we
different. It's a different situation. Okay.
Can the corpse fall apart?
Okay.
learn the
What do
Mage
you
Hand,
exactly do with it right now?
I'd like to push the one in front of me like a bit further. And pile them one pile.
All 3 of them.
Yes.
Okay.
So they are in one place. And I can
They are now
investigate them.
piled next to each other, all 3 corpses. They don't immediately move or anything.
Why would
Okay.
you touch plague zombies?
They didn't touch it. He used the telekinetic ability.
Oh,
And would like to investigate them from distance.
That will incur disadvantage, and I want you to tell me what you're exactly investigating on.
How long ago were they killed?
Uh,
It's possible to ascertain.
If it is for that, that will be medicine and not investigation. Investigation contrives around the fact of how a compartment, for example, works, its inner workings and whatnot. Knowing how long somebody died is a medical standpoint, which is in line with wisdom, which is medicine.
Sure, let's try that in that case.
At least in my opinion, unless you can say that that's decent. A disadvantage, you rolled a 5. They look dead for a little while.
Guys, I found dead people.
Slow clap.
I like say, oh, dead people. Let me investigate it. But I'm later, so Zolp's first.
All right, Solp, it's your turn.
How,
What would you like to
how
do?
far is 30 feet from me?
I think right, everything is in meters right now.
10 meters.
30
I believe.
feet is 9.
9.
I think 30 feet is 9 meters. This is
Yeah.
3 feet, for example.
Okay.
Yeah, we
You
established
don't
that it
have
was
to move your maximum distance. You can move as far and
Oh,
wide as you want.
no,
It's
I wasn't
just
planning on
for
moving. It was a skill distance.
okay, yeah, sure. So about here. All of this is, for example, 9 meters around you.
Sure, I'll get further. Right.
What would you like to do?
For now, I'm just going to walk up to the closest bush and ask if this is the herb we're looking for.
All right.
Loudly.
Do we? All right. So you could. Is this the bush we're looking for? And you like very, very, very loudly say that, and you may roll me a nature check, and you may do so with advantage because you know what you're looking for. Okay,
That
14.
helps.
In front of you, you do find patches of lavender on the floor. They are not in the best of condition. It seems that because they are on the outer edge of the bush, they might have been either stepped on or they are susceptible to, the passage of time, and they seem a little bit older than new sprites of lavender.
Can I just pick up the whole, like, just grab the plant, like, manhandle it?
Yeah, sure. You rip out a few lavender, although not of the best condition, but it is lavender.
Okay, I put a little bit in my mouth and then pocket the rest. They said it's meant to make it smell better, so.
I'm thinking. Solp, I want you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
It's not high constitution.
Okay. Nothing more will be said. Continue. Is there anything else you would do to your turn?
No, that'll be me done, I think.
Okay, Charles, what will you do?
Hearing Peter shouting of dead corpses, I go over to investigate those, corpses, wherever they are.
All right. Charles, you see the 3 corpses that were moved from their position on a, I wouldn't say like on a pile, but close to each other, as Peter said so.
Alright, I'll move closer and I'll do a medicine check.
All right, you may move over here.
Here?
Okay. Roll me a medicine check with advantage.
Oh my! Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. 15. As you inspect the corpses, you can see that all 3 had different times of death. It is kind of hard because in a humid environment as this, it is not immediately easy to discern the exact time of death, but you know that all 3 of them died on different occasions because some are more decayed than the other, and others have little indicators of fresher, if that's what the correct term is, or less fresh blood that is still, what's the correct word? When blood dries, it's not drying. There is a term.
Congeal.
Coagulates. Is that clear?
Yeah,
Either, either.
That's what
Uh, can I discern that they all died from physical wounds?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
One is an open chest. The other one has multiple slashes on its face. The other one is actually missing a piece of its neck.
Oh god. I say to Peter, okay, these all died by blunt force. I mean, by force, and but the important thing is they died at different times.
Alright, it's good to know. I only asked them that they are truly dead.
That will be my turn. As I like move away from the corpses.
All right. Just a quick in between. How does everybody experience this? Is this an okay form of moving, or would you like just to be everything free for all rather than a turn order?
I like this.
For maps like this is perfect.
It's
Okay.
great.
It's not a large
Scott?
map, is it? So it's not too
It's not a humongous large map, no, but I will already tell you that there are multiple things to be done here, so it'll take some time. Skux, you may now do your turn. Well, in terms of what you would like to do.
I will move down here. Then I will take a step into the bushes.
We're already splitting.
I'm not staying near the light source.
Sorry,
not
my
like-
character completely ignores everybody else, so that's just how he rolls.
Well, it's Peter and me.
And as a last spurt, I will go there, 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 and in there.
Okay. So you just went in here, and then as a spurt you went over there in one go. Is that correct?
Sneaky spurt.
Sneaky spurt. Okay. 1 second. I need to look at something.
Sneaky git.
Okay. Going to have to give me a little second because I'm trying to do something here, and again, I'm going to send a message to Roll20. Every time I try to upload something, it either disappears or it doesn't want to work. Give me another 5 minutes, please. I have to manually redo this again.
Just remember, if something moves, you immediately stab it.
Are you ready to your action? You have to tell me that from before.
I mean,
Yeah,
I can't. They have a bow in here.
At least you'll hit for once.
I thought there was like hard vision inside those bushes. Gonna make like Sabine even harder to hit anything.
Sabine cannot be seen. She's considered invisible right now.
Is
Yeah,
there
but I
any-
mean, she can't see very far because the bushes are very thick. So with a
You
bow,
can see outside
You
of
can
the
see
bushes.
out of the bush, yeah, but not into the bush.
Yeah. No.
okay.
Just trying to play around with a few mechanics here on Roll20, Zolp. Funny fact is, if I do Control L on your characters, I can see how your character sees the overworld. So currently, Zolp sees nobody except for like the outer edges of your circles. For
Yeah,
example.
we're all in bushes.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's really funny. Okay,
And
is
I
it
only
finished?
see Peter.
Is it
Well,
finished
technically
uploading?
yes.
Okay, just upload this as well. Manage audio.
Do I actually see Sabine, like, when I see the outer edge?
No.
Okay.
You have to be, with how I set up the map, you have to be inside the bushes to be able to. It's kind of like how League of Legends worked.
Okay.
Would you say Skux is the approximate center of the map?
I think you can see the outline of his circle, can't you?
Yeah, just
Yeah,
there.
that's-
You say it's
yeah.
approximately the center
What do you mean approximately the center?
of like the playable map.
It's approximately the center of this map, yeah, true.
So if I stood there, I'd hit most of the zombies with turn undead.
Probably.
Yeah.
You are not coming over here.
Alright. Let's see if this is gonna work finally. Okay. Skux.
Yes.
You are indeed how do you say this? I would actually, you know what? Let's just do it like this. Can you roll me a perception check? Okay. Unfortunately, with the darkness, the perception check is a disadvantage. So you're going to have to roll with a 7.
I'm a goblin.
Oh yeah, you have dark vision, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Just about as you enter this bush, you were about to step on a corpse.
I will not step on the corpse.
All right. Then you can move to the side because otherwise you will step on it as it's right where you are.
Corpse explosion.
That was it.
Well, it depends on what you want to do now. You just went out, okay.
I'd
What are
like
you
to
gonna-
inspect the corpse.
Okay. What would you inspect?
First is overall condition and gear.
Again, this corpse has the same types of armor as from the village, so it's another guard.
Okay.
Its condition is, well, you haven't seen any other corpses, but I would say on the fresh side. There is not blood oozing out, but there are still red marks all over its body. It also he also has the indication of plague up on across its body.
No discernible killing wound.
Its neck is being bit open.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I'll end my turn there.
Okay, Sabine was the next one, I think, or was it Peter?
Sabine, I think.
Yeah, Sabine. Okay, do your thing.
Right. I would probably. When you said there's two corpses in this bush, do you want me to move a certain way, not to stumble over them, or are they?
They are
just...
here and here.
All right, then we'll go
Here
here,
and here.
here, and I'll jump into the next bush. And I'm here.
Okay. Now you're in the other bush?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, you find two other corpses in this bush on the ground.
Good
over here,
lord.
over here. These ones, unfortunately, are not guards. They are, at least from what you can see, civilians. And both of them have green bows on their arms.
Bows? You mean like the things that the villagers had?
Sorry.
That normally children would have these, but these ones are adults who have bows around their.
Can I discern anything about like maybe identity or something without touching?
One's face is completely scratched into oblivion, and the other one is its normal body is in front, like with the chest right side up, but its face is 180, like its neck was snapped 180%, and with its face towards the ground.
Is all their equipment completely destroyed, probably, right?
They are in rags.
And there's nothing nearby them that belong to them that is in decent condition. They're all just.
Oh no, these
Yeah.
were probably just poor people, unfortunate souls.
All right.
You do see, because you're a ranger, you do see that the faint white flower next to these bodies. This is anti-bloom.
Okay. I would like to approach it.
All right, you can step one more forward.
One more forward. Okay.
All right, and now you are in front of the anti-bloom, which is growing around them.
Okay, and I am certain this is the correct plant.
If you want to be certain, sure. Considering you've already done a nat 20 on the investigation
okay.
of the bloom, I will consider you knowledgeable enough on this.
Okay, so it's the correct plant. I will harvest it with my little sickle.
All right, you've harvested a decent amount of anti-bloom, to be honest, but more is always nice. Let's just say you've gotten 10 tufts of anti-bloom.
All right, 10 tufts.
It's up to you to keep track of that. I can't keep track of too much at the same time. Then it is Peter's turn. Peter, what will you do?
I will march forward. I'll
my
go
God.
further
You're
forward.
one of those main protagonists who always gets caught.
All right. Peter, roll me a perception check
Oh, lovely.
with disadvantage. Okay,
Oh.
that's 12. Um. All right. Peter, just as you move inside this bush, you hear a cracking sound at your foot. You look down and you've just stepped onto the chest of a corpse and cracked through its chest. I'm under the impression that you would like to pull your feet out.
Yeah, I'm like,
I would
sorry.
like for you to
I
roll
mean
me a
to-
strength check then. Strength saving throw. No, yeah, saving throw is better.
I mean that big fat 0 that I have in.
You're lucky because it's a 5 because they're just zombies, or at least corpses of zombies or whatever. And as you do that, you go to the side with your foot. I can move you, and you hear a groaning sound, exactly from where you stood in.
Oh fuck.
And I'd like everybody to roll initiative.